Namaskaram to all Atmas. Today we are going to see under God's second commandment, which is to spread the religious philosophies of the world, like Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Islamic Quran, Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Christianity, Sufism. These things we are taking every evening. Once yesterday we were talking about this Judaism. Today we are going to see Hinduism. Under Hinduism, we are going to see some important verses from Rig Veda. The objective of this second commandment is to spread the message of peace and the path of salvation toward in various religious philosophies to bring the truth to mankind that all religious philosophies show paths of human peace and not human destructions. Let us shed our differences and intolerance on account of religion and caste creed and live as one world family, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, and bring peace to humanity and world peace. So in that respect, today we are going to see from Suktam 54 from Rig Veda. Here it says what we as humans, mankind should follow in our life. Here it says whose association should be desired by men. So we humans, with whose association we should have. We should associate with highly learned preachers of truth. May we observe ourselves become good scholars and preachers of truth by their association. So we should always have association with those preachers of truth. And by learning from them, we should also become preachers of truth with their association, they say. The truth is the main factor. With whom should men always associate? Let us always have the association of that enlightened person who can give us direct knowledge about the science of earth, etc. with certainty by teaching, preaching, and practical experiment. He also enlightened us directly about politics and other sciences also. So, these are the things we should learn. We as men should always associate with such person, such enlightened person, who can give us direct knowledge about the science of the earth. The Newton's third law of motion says, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And this is the karma theory. If you do good, you get good. If you do bad, you get bad. So for every good action, you face the good reaction. For every bad action, you face the bad reaction. This is Newton's third law of motion. This is the science of the earth. And then with certainty, by teaching, preaching, and practical experiments. This is the practical experiment. Law of conservation of energy says, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Energy created in one form reappears in another form. Newton's third law of motion, for every action, opposite reaction. That means what? If you do good act, you have spent good energy and you have to take back that energy. Because energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It appears in one form and reappears in another form. Similarly, for good action, you have spent energy. By facing a reaction, you are taking back that energy so that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So like that, this is the basic principles of karma theory which is explained in science. So, that enlightened person should also directly teach us about politics and other sciences also. So, politics is very important because what it says is service to humanity, service to God, and that is taught in politics. So, one should involve in politics, one should know about politics and see what they can do for the humanity by which they release their karmas faster, attain mukti. And this we have to learn from the enlightened person, whose duty is not distract, but all be fearless in the kingdom of enlightened ruler, whose might is perfect, whose weapons when used against the wicked enemies do not go in vain. So we should use whose duty is not destroyed. That is, we should associate with the enlightened person who used that weapon to kill the ego. So in us The greatest enemy in us is that ego, that we have to kill it, destroy it, and which can happen only when you get the guidance from the enlightened ruler who is inside us as Paramatma. Who become great and wealthy? He who acquires wealth justly becomes unequaled. So we have to acquire wealth which is obtained just in a justly manner, that is by honest, diligent manner. It should not be acquired by illegal or immoral means. So one who acquires the wealth in justly manner, that is honestly, by hard work, those wealth is called the real wealth, good wealth. None should resort to violence. So this is one of the important conditions. Non-violence is the factor. He who does not perform any action that may destroy others, does not resort to violence, and does not harm anyone by polluting the water or the well. Having the association of such a good man, come to us with non-violent activities. So you should always have association with such good enlightened person who does not do harm, who does not destroy anybody, who does not resort to violence or against anyone, and who does not pollute water. Such is the thing we should associate with person. From whom should men get money? We should get wealth with industriousness only from a discreet man who can truly distinguish between a person who deserves and who does not deserve, a highly learned man and an ignorant man, a righteous and an unrighteous person. So, from whom you should get money? Money in the sense the real wealth of knowledge. You should get wealth with industriously only from a discreet man. Discreet man means who can distinguish between good and bad, who can distinguish who as one who deserves and one who does not deserve, who, is who can identify, distinguish between the righteous and non-righteous person. Who should be non-violent to whom? Those who are admirers of men of true knowledge should not harm or obstruct the work commenced by the enlightened person. So you should not harm any enlightened person who is bestowing the true knowledge for enlightenment. By which virtues, what kind of men become? In this world, the donor is deemed to be a very good. The acceptor of donation or gift is inferior to him, and he who steals is the worst person. This should be known to all. So, one who donates, one who gives, the donor who donates for the good of the humanity, good of the world, is the greatest person, good person. The acceptor of donation or gift is next to him, inferior to him. But those who steal is the worst person. It should be known to all. Who is the stealer? One who one who is corrupt, one who takes bribe from others, one who do dacoity activities. Such persons are the worst people who only accumulate sins, not the wealth. Who should be associated with? You should associate with such scholar who is observer of the vow of truth and teacher of truth and healer, and having acquired true knowledge, they should convey that to others also. So you should associate with such a scholar who is follows the strict vow of truth and teacher of truth, and the healer and the hearer, and having acquired true knowledge, that should convey that to others also. So you should gain good knowledge from this scholar and convey to others also. That's why I tell, this is not this God's commandment. What you hear, what you read, you should share for the benefit of humanity. That itself is great puja. From which kind of person should we gain wealth? Oh man, I should receive knowledge from a great scholar who is brahmachari, industrious, and master of abundant wealth, and then acquire wealth. So we should receive knowledge. Here always wealth is meant as knowledge, the real knowledge for enlightenment. It should be got from a great scholar who is a brahmachari, that is, who is purely virgin, industrious, and the master of abundant wealth. You should be a hardworking person to gain the spiritual knowledge, and who is said to be the master of abundant wealth. and we should acquire wealth from such person. What wealth we have to acquire? The wealth of knowledge. Wealth of knowledge for enlightenment. Who is the giver of happiness to all? Those men who are friends of wise, knowers of physical sciences, and wealthy become bestower of happiness upon all. So who can give happiness to all this? Those who are friends, those men who are friends of wise. The wise men who give truth, who preaches truth, and the friends of such person, knowers of physical sciences, and wealthy. So one who gain knowledge about the greatest knowledge about the path for enlightenment. They are the bestowers of happiness to all. So this is what our Rig Veda says about how we are to associate with people. What is the knowledge, wealth, money, whatever thing. The real wealth, it says, the knowledge of enlightenment, which one should gain. So let us follow these teachings from Rig Veda for our self-enlightenment and lead a successful, peaceful life, and also fulfill our duties without attachment, release our karma, and move in the path of Jivan Mukti. Thank you.